worst nightmare once the octagon door closes. It is shut now. Usman taking a page out of John Jones's book there. He's in the green trunks. Sean Strickland in white. Strickland back for the first time since UFC 199 last June against Tom Breeze.
Strickland keeping his hands pretty low.
That's good, that's good, that's good. That was good. Whoa, fight.
Keith Peterson says, yeah, strike was good. Oftentimes you see less experienced referees just react to the fighter. Peterson controlling the octagon.
This is a big factor, a huge factor. Whether or not Usman is able to take Strickland down, whether Strickland can get back up. So far, Strickland.
Now, a lot of guys read double leg takedowns pretty simply. So Usman does a good job. He puts two together. He shoots the single, waits for you to react to the single, transitions to a double, turns the corner, and now we got Strickland on the fence. Wrestling 101, you put two together, it's harder to defend than one shot at a time.
Looks like some blood on the back of the head of Sean Strickland.
Strickland looking to lock up a Kimura here.
Before Strickland can get away, he's got to work on the hand control of Usman. He's got to break that lock or get his left elbow in between the two of them. Otherwise, he's just going to be stuck here.
Strickland's also got to realize that with one hand on the mat, he's still up. As long as the knee's not touching, Usman can still knee him in the head now, and he just ate one.
Right.
Got to remember that. With the new rules in place, you can't save yourself by just having one hand down, and I like that rule.
Very good point. Just over 3 minutes to go, and we did get to see our ISO. That strike that was in question by Strickland landed to the inside of the thigh, so Peterson all over it. 2 minutes have gone by here in round one.
And Strickland back up, but Usman still has control of him here.
And Usman's getting that control because he's keeping the hand control. As long as he keeps that waist, Strickland isn't getting away. Strickland has to fight the hands of Usman to create any space between them. And there he is on the hands. And as he breaks that like there, now he's got the elbow in between. He's the underhook on the left side. Usman knows it, sweeps him down to his back.
Leg lock attempt here by Strickland. He's got to be very careful with Usman on top of him. When you're going for that leg, you use both your hands. And it's real easy to get punched in the face when you're doing that.
Usman in all his fights always seems to have the strength advantage. I mean, he's just a big, powerful guy, and he utilizes his strength and his size well.
And this is a guy in Sean Strickland, Dom, who started his UFC career as a middleweight. See if Kamaru can try to posture up here to land a strike. Big right hand.
Strickland would do well to use underhooks, get his back up against the fence, and use the fence to get up to his feet. It's not going to do him very well with his head smashed up against the octagon, eating shots, because he can't move his hips the way he needs to in order to be offensive.
Usman made a couple of those right hands count.
Watch his eyes on top.
And if there's been any knock on Strickland in the past, it's that he's content at times to let time elapse without being super urgent. Strickland trying to get back to his feet, Usman not having it.
And he had an underhook, and then you saw Strickland go over the top of the head of Usman, which gave Usman the bottom control, and now he got to the legs.
There's a bit of a cut on the left eye of Strickland.
For Strickland to get up, he's got to have underhooks. He can't be over the top of Usman's arms.
So all Kamaru Usman here in the early going. Strickland not allowed to interlock his toes in the fence. Total strikes, no surprise. Usman with the decided advantage.
Dominant round so far for Kamaru Usman. And Strickland showing no signs of being able to reverse that.
Hard to recall a round in Sean Strickland's career in which he was dominated like this, maybe in the Ponzinibbio fight, but Kamaru Usman off to a good start as usual here in Buffalo. We're right back.
And one landed before that as well. Either way, excellent round for Kamaru Usman.
Nice job by the veteran cutman Mike Afanasiev to get that cut closed. Usman trying to pick up where he left off.
Strickland's got to do something to get Usman's respect as he's coming in. Usman already has complete and total domination on the ground in that first round, and there he feints with the takedown attempt.
Now that he's gotten the takedown, being Usman, look for Strickland to be waiting for the takedown and possibly get caught with punches. It'll make Usman striking better because of the takedown. Now he's really biting on the takedown feints, which will set up Usman striking. Now the big punches can land up top. And Strickland's head stays right in the center and his chin stays up. It's like you can't see out of that left eye. It's really giving him trouble.
Strickland stands straight up.
Right.
Chin straight up, body straight up. He's hurt.
Sean Strickland has never been finished. This is his 20th pro fight tonight. Strickland continuing to close and open that left eye, trying to improve his vision.
Usman smells the blood right now. He's after it.
And Strickland's being real obvious with that left eye.
Well, Strickland has built up some serious momentum here since dropping to welterweight, 3 straight wins, but in danger tonight against the prohibited favorite, Kamaru Usman.
And really, Usman was winning in the striking. I think he was doing best there. So this shows he's most comfortable in the grappling transitions, but he can definitely do what he needs to with strikes.
Well, you're absolutely right, though, that the threat of the takedown is opening up his striking so much more.
And at this point, just not a lot of offense coming back from Sean Strickland. Less than 3 minutes now to go round 2. A finish, though, would certainly be...
Oh, big
useful
shot from Usman. Oh, hammer fist on that eye.
Looks like Usman's got the head trap.
Big body shots, too.
Strickland's going under there with his head to try to protect himself and to try to initiate the deep half and perhaps try to sweep. But Usman's so strong. See, Strickland's going under now. Now he's trying to attack the leg, but Usman's not having it. So strong in the scrambles. I mean, just completely dominant in the grappling aspect of this fight.
Well, you figured Usman would work hard for the finish here tonight as he tries to get that next level fight. 3 straight wins, or 4 straight wins, I should say, in the UFC. Last 3, though, by unanimous decision. Just non-stop pressure from Kamaru Usman tonight. Henry Hoof, George Santiago, and co. in the corner of Usman.
That's your move, Kamaru. Proceed, proceed. Keep going higher. Let's go. Don't let your leg trap, and keep going higher. He will give it. Follow the hips. Watch out for your arm.
75-13 for Usman in terms of the total strikes. You heard George Santiago, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, directing Usman against the brown belt, Sean Strickland.
So far, Strickland's pretty much doing enough to just get through the round. He hasn't really implemented any offense on Usman. And Usman's just doing what he wants to as the fight has gone in this round. Strickland's got to get some respect somewhere. Get up to his feet here. Don't sit on your knees. Little things, he needs to have some urgency if he's going to survive the rest of this round or the third.
Yeah, it's highly likely that there's an almost insurmountable lead that he's developed in the first 2 rounds with this new scoring system.
Right.
Because he's been just completely dominant.
Strickland pretty much has to finish in this next round.
Yeah. And Usman looking outstanding. Beautiful leg kick by Usman.
Striking looks good. He's taken almost no damage in 10 minutes of fighting.
Right. Well, and if the criteria for a 10-8 is to win the round by a large margin, Usman could have 2 in the books. Round 3 next.
Into round 3.
Thanks, Doc.
Sean Strickland is not happy. He's got to do something. Kamaru Usman's been dominant for 2 rounds, virtually untouched.
Dom, what's the mindset for a fighter in this situation when clearly you're down 2 rounds? I mean,
bite your mouthpiece and go,
right,
because you're already down. So now you just got to go for broke. Do the best you can, rip the body, finish heavy to the top, and hope you don't get taken down again by Usman.
Usman 2 of 7 on his takedown attempts unofficially thus far.
Usman just has the time, he has the speed of Strickland, knows where he's at, very confident, and the more he starts switching up his takedowns into the strikes, it's really going to cause problems for Strickland.
This is one
just
fluid
like that.
welterweight.
Yeah, he's so good at faking those takedowns and then coming up with the punches. He's just so loose in there right now.
And when you have the rhythm of a fighter the way he has Strickland's rhythm, and Strickland hasn't done any damage, you can just really let your flow go. He's really moving on rhythm, Usman. And you see he's got rhythm with the way that he moves coming out to the octagon. Rhythm is so important, and he's got Strickland's rhythm, and he's on his own rhythm, so he can go for days at this pace.
And many of you didn't see the walk, but Usman was dancing the whole time, loose as a goose. And if he can finish the job tonight, it's going to be very interesting to see how they matchmake Usman going forward when he starts to take his shots against some of the welterweight elite. Thinks he belongs in that class.
And there's the takedown. Strickland in a terrible position.
And pretty much Strickland's just trying not to be finished at this point. He hasn't really thrown any punches, any kicks. He can't see out of his left eye.
And Usman's starting to turn it up. Plenty of time in this round.
Later tonight, don't miss a complete recap of all the action from Buffalo on our post-fight show immediately following the pay-per-view main event. You can see it on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Less than 3 minutes now to decide this one.
Hammer fist by Usman.
Usman trying for a 9th straight win to move to 5-0 inside the octagon. Well, Strickland hanging in the fight, but just not able to mount any sort of offense tonight, really, after the first couple minutes. Usman rips the body just out of range with the elbow up top.
Look for a left straight overhand right. There it is right there. Because Strickland can't see out of his left eye, so you got to keep looking for that overhand. It's there for him, and the left hand is very low of Strickland. So the overhand right of Usman is there because he also sets up his takedowns with the same look.
Another flurry here from Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, he's looking for the finish now. Cutting off the cage. There's that right hand, Dom.
Seems like Strickland really is all about defense at this point in time.
If I'm Strickland and I'm backing up, I got to look for uppercuts, knees up the middle, jump knees, possibly anything to try to finish. Because I'm moving backwards, anything up the middle will help.
Yeah, we've never seen anybody work over Strickland like this.
Strickland's extremely good, and this just tells you how good Usman is.
Right hand appeared to clip Strickland there. 30 seconds now to go.
Nice body shot.
I mean, are you guys getting to the point where you're intrigued to see Kamaru Usman against, you know, the top 5, top 10 guys in the world?
I've been ready for that personally.
Yeah, I'm absolutely ready to see him get tested. I thought he was going to be tested a little more tonight.
Right.
But just incredibly impressed by what he brings to the table. And Strickland's trying now.
Seemingly too little too late for Sean Strickland, who goes the distance tonight with Kamaru Usman. Our move of the fight is sponsored by Metro PCS. Switch to Metro PCS and get a fast nationwide 4G LTE network for only $30, period.
And you see the cut land on Strickland. That jab just rips his eye up from Usman early, and he looks for the big overhand right off the wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 30-27, 30-26, and 30-26 for the winner by unanimous decision, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman.
Daniel Cormier, Anderson Silva. Here we go! Tonight's fight clock brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one. So right now, the southpaw out of Curitiba, Brazil, the Spider. He's in the yellow trunks, the Brazilian colors, DC in the dark trunks.
Now, conventional wisdom would say that a guy like Anderson taking a fight like this on 2 days' notice is not in the kind of shape he's going to need to be to grind it out with Daniel Cormier for 5 rounds. If that is the case, he may look to try to close the show early.
Absolutely. And DC Joe knows that. He's going to try to get inside on Anderson early and embrace the ground. There it is. And he's got it. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Anderson Silva does not want to carry Daniel Cormier's weight.
He definitely does not. Daniel is thick and powerful and has tremendous posture, and it's incredibly difficult to control him on the ground, especially when he's on top of you and fresh like this. Anderson trying to set up the right arm bar. Throwing those legs up. Eating some punches here on the ground with DC.
Anderson 3-0 at 205.
I should correct myself. This is a 3-round fight, not a 5-round fight. Even so, 2 days notice,
like this, yeah.
3 rounds, incredibly difficult for Anderson.
Of course, Anderson was supposed to fight in his hometown of Curitiba, Brazil, back in May. Right before he was going to get on a plane, ended up having his gallbladder removed.
He's getting stacked here by Daniel, and big punches are going to come. If Daniel can control his position here and get that right arm free. Anderson holding on to that right arm.
Silva's got a great ground game. He's got an excellent guard. It's going to be tested right here again.
He's utilizing it very well defensively here, but now DC has moved to half guard. He's getting some good, solid ground and pound off here.
Getting those elbows to land. And again, midway point of round number 1. DC on top, half guard. DC wants to stay busy here. He would rather not get stood up.
Well, Anderson's doing a good job of utilizing the lockdown on the right leg. See how he's elevating Daniel? It keeps Daniel from being able to put any real power into those shots. He's taking that leg out of play and taking that side.
Anderson won the belt in his 2nd UFC fight. His reign as champion was nearly 7 years long.
Good ground and pound here by DC.
Anderson trying to avoid too much damage here early. All DC so far. Cormier's first 13 fights were at heavyweight. His record was 13-0 in those fights. John McCarthy telling Cormier, keep it going, move, keep the action going. Don't forget, following our pay-per-view, flip over to FS1 for the UFC 200 post-fight show. For our fans in Canada, flip over to TSN.
Anderson has done a pretty good job defensively up to this point. Daniel has gotten some shots in, but a lot of them have been partially blocked. And Anderson has done a good job of controlling his posture.
Cormier's got his hand over his mouth now, control the breathing.
Yes, and the big key to this position is really his utilization of the lockdown. But Daniel's gotten some posture here. He's up, he's gotten some space.
We've seen so many magnificent striking displays from these great Brazilians, but every single one of them, Joe, can fight on the ground. They all bring to the octagon that black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Daniel's crushing him here, just sort of pressuring him, making him carry his weight, but nothing particularly damaging so far in this first round.
Except perhaps the cardio of Anderson Silva. Round 2. Oh my.
Goes high with the head kick. Oh, good right hand by DC.
Expect to see Anderson try to put on a show here, but not a show to be showy, but a show to finish the fight.
DC smiling on him here.
Anderson can come from anywhere. DC throws him down to the canvas and takes side control.
Beautiful grappling by DC. He's gonna trap him here. He's looking to step over, but he got caught in half guard on the way.
Cormier has owned this fight, all about top position. Joey, you pointed out Anderson not taking a ton of damage, but he's unable to do anything offensively.
And he's carrying Daniel's weight. It's exhausting. And DC's looking to try to pass. Anderson's just holding on to him here. DC's got to get that right leg free. Every time Anderson elevates that leg, it throws DC's balance off, but Daniel's done a great job of maintaining top position. But Anderson, you know, every time he does that, you see that lockdown has been very effective here. And even though DC's still kind of beating him up, there's nothing particularly devastating going on.
Styles make fights. And this style that Daniel Cormier utilizes.
Anderson, if he keeps going along that way, and that's why Daniel just dropped those hammer fists on him, he has that underhook on that right side, and he was trying to keep sneaking around the side, and then Daniel became much more active when he realized he was in a bad position. Here it is again. If he can get that right leg free, it's a good position, but if he can't get that leg free, Anderson can keep sneaking around towards his left side. Now Daniel's concentrating on the Kimura.
The style that Cormier utilizes is bad for Anderson Silva, especially on short notice.
Yeah, and with Anderson getting this lockdown, there's two options. He can try to sneak around towards the left and sneak around towards the right. But the problem is Daniel's just a bigger, stronger, better grappler. And every time he goes to make a move, Daniel corrects and winds up on top. I mean, he just is a mountain on you. You just can't shake him. And these are some hard, short elbows. And Anderson's trying to move, trying to go to the deep half, trying to sweep here.
This is a guy who, you know, a little over 2 days ago thought he was going to just be a fan of this monumental event. He's trying to hang in for the fans, for his country. And John McCarthy stands him up. Anderson is exhausted. It took him a while to stand up at the end of round 1. Checked. Anderson cannot let himself be taken down again. And don't forget, Daniel Cormier's striking has improved exponentially over the years.
Good knee by Anderson.
Cormier ducks out of danger. Anderson with the left. Cormier misses. Here we go.
Good kick to the body by Anderson.
Careful what game you play with the Spider. Knowing Daniel Cormier as we do, Joe, I think there's a part of him that wants to show the world, I'll strike with Anderson Silva for a little while here.
Well, I could certainly see him wanting to test his skills, but that is the most dangerous game.
Exactly. Playing with fire for sure. Sold out. T-Mobile Arena. Third and final round. For Anderson Silva, it's time.
Beautiful technique by Anderson. He's gone to that a few times. The kick with the right and then leaping in the air and kicking with the left. Again, this is a dangerous game for Daniel Cormier. Oh, good right hand by Cormier. Anderson looking for that elbow.
Knee. DC again takes him down. Not only did Anderson take this fight on 48 hours notice, Cormier was training for a 5-round fight. And he's had top position. And really no back and forth clinch game to try to exhaust his gas tank.
Anderson keeps going to that lockdown on the right leg of Daniel Cormier, and it's made ground and pound much more difficult for Cormier. It's been good for him defensively, but not offensively. And Daniel's just kind of squashing his head here, keeping the weight on him, cutting off his breathing. But if the crowd keeps booing, Big John might stand him up.
And wrestlers know how to make heavy even heavier. And Daniel Cormier is great at smothering his opponents.
Yeah, his top game is excellent.
They keep adding up for Daniel Cormier. Nearly 130 total strikes to the body. DC trying to stay busy.
Well, if Anderson could just control his posture and grab a hold of him like right there, it's very possible that Big John would stand him up. He keeps saying, let's go, move it. I mean, all Anderson has to do is hang on here.
Big John's right there watching closely.
The audience is chanting, stand up.
Cormier throwing down consistent strikes now. All right, 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes, now less than 2, remain in this fight. Does the Spider have some magic left? Is there a kick up the middle coming, like against Vitor Belfort? Or a knee? Under 90 seconds now. Anderson is looking for that one opening. One minute remains.
Anderson's looking for that opening, but he's got to take some chances. I mean, he is clearly looking for one big shot here.
That might be the kick up the middle. We've seen it before. Chasing down Cormier. Swing and a miss by DC.
Good kick to the body. He hurt him.
30 seconds.
Daniel's hurt.
Swarming him. Knee by Silva. 20 seconds. They go the distance.
Great job.
2 days notice for the greatest of all time. And that man is a real fighter. Both men should be applauded. Daniel Cormier says, I'll fight anybody, even though I was supposed to be the main event. Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now.
There we see a takedown attempt completed by Daniel Cormier. Here's some ground and pound by Cormier. Pretty good job defensively by Anderson of avoiding really big shots. There's Silva trying to open up with some shots, but he gets taken down again. Really his best success was in the third. That front kick to the body. See it right there. DC tried not to react to it. But
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-26 for the winner by unanimous decision, Daniel DC Cormier.
Ready.
Taking on that man, 21-year-old Max Holloway, and it'll be interesting to see how Holloway responds to the pressure fighter, and it's McGregor landing early.
Wow, showing a lot of wild stuff right away. He spent a lot of time in Iceland training with Gunnar Nelson, and he has a very similar style of stance. Gunnar, who's a brilliant Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, but started off as a karate stylist. Oh, look at that front leg hook kick. Where do you see that? Very rare. And that's one of the things that you're seeing in Conor is this karate style stance. It's very unpredictable, along with a background in amateur boxing. He's a national amateur boxing champion.
And very much, as you say, shades of Gunnar Nelson, but just a great fluidity with Conor McGregor, and he continues to land upstairs on Max Holloway.
And that unpredictable nature of his attack makes Max hesitant. He doesn't know what's coming. It could be a front leg hook kick. It could be a front hand uppercut. A lot of wild, unorthodox openings. Good sweep, good switch kick by Max there. And that will certainly help him. Those legs are wide, the stance is wide, and if Max attacks those legs, they'll be there for him. Another thing to take into account is Max is very good on the ground, and Conor's 2 losses have come by submission. Look at this wild stuff. Jumping switch kick. That front leg hook kick, although you never see it in MMA, you rarely even see it in kickboxing. There was a man named Larry Kelly out of Massachusetts back in the day would knock people unconscious with a front leg hook kick. It was legendary. Bill Superfoot Wallace, another one, famous kickboxer, had a dynamic front leg hook kick. And it's interesting to see Conor McGregor utilizing that technique.
It is hard to simulate this type of pressure in training too.
Yeah, that jumping switch kick is very unique too. And he throws it with no wind-up. You see he's throwing these kicks, there's no switch, there's no step before he throws them. Very much karate style.
And you know, Max Holloway came into this fight in terms of strikes landed per minute, second only to our UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez in UFC history. But Conor McGregor getting off early and often here as we pass the midpoint of round 1.
That just shows you what a freak Cain Velasquez is, that 145-pound guy and him have a similar output ratio. You see the way he's throwing that kick, it's very much karate style, and he follows it up with a straight left hand, and Max looks a little bewildered there, taking some hard shots. And that's a nice switch. That would definitely help him. The more of those he can get off, the better. Slow down the movement and take away from the spring of Conor's attack, because it's one of the things that Conor likes to do, like that jumping switch. So few guys do that. Shogun used to do that a little bit in his younger days, but it's just it's an unusual technique, as is that front leg hook kick. There it is again. Heel kick to the legs, Andy Hook style.
And you see the kicks and knees landed, starting to pile up for the Irishman Conor McGregor, and uses that lead hand too to sort of paw and control his opponent.
And hands down, I mean, look where his hand positioning is. He's telling him to hit him. Go ahead, hit me. Oh, high kick. Beautiful uppercut. Good right hand over the top by Max. Max needs to get Conor's respect. And right now, he's just a little confused by all the offense that Conor's throwing his way. He's trying to wheel kick himself, but Conor saw it coming and stepped with it. Conor with the front leg side kick to the thigh.
Max Holloway growing up in a small town in Oahu, Hawaii, certainly no shortage of mental toughness, and he's hanging in there.
He got clipped. That was a strong straight left there by Conor. Conor's just so relaxed in there. I mean, it's amazing. This is his second UFC fight, very high profile, and look how calm he is in there.
He believes he's immune to pressure, and that is certainly...
There's the head kick. Max is in all sorts of trouble here.
So Conor McGregor doing what he does through 5 minutes here against Max Holloway. And as he said to John Kavanagh in between rounds, not fatigued whatsoever. These are 2 conditioned featherweights here on display tonight.
He consistently does that jumping switch technique where he lifts up his right leg and then kicks with the left. Oh, good straight left by Conor. And Max Holloway's corner imploring him to attack that leg and to follow it up with a straight right, to move back and counter McGregor and get his respect. And I think that's imperative at this point for Max Holloway.
A lot of people have suggested Conor McGregor could be very successful in boxing, and then you see the kicking acumen, just an absolute pleasure to watch on display here.
What's also excellent about the way he fights is his recognition of distance. Where he's in trouble, where he's not, and where he can land and where his opponent can't. Like as Max moves in, you see he's really not there for him. But Max is a little bit more befuddled. And that's the much higher landing ratio that McGregor's showing.
Show you the total strikes to this point in the fight. McGregor 3-1 in terms of the ratio, outlanding Max Holloway. And really uses that lead hand as a rangefinder and not so much a jab.
You know, you can call it 3-1, but it's even more significant than that because it's the only real hard strikes are being landed by Conor. Right. So although Max has landed a few shots here and there, they've been glancing blows. And there, you see that straight left by Conor. I mean, I don't know how many of these Max can continue to take. You're seeing a lot of swelling in his face, and Conor is just getting loose. There's a good right hand there by Max, but he did it as he was moving. He didn't plant his feet, and there he did. But he got countered. Now he's digging his toes in.
Yep.
And that's what Max has got to do. Got to land something significant. He's got to take away some of the confidence of Conor, and he's got to try to hurt him.
Very little wasted motion for Conor McGregor, and you see that nice uppercut on the inside there.
Now he's mixing up his tempo. Look how he's sort of slow baiting him there with like half-speed techniques.
And a nice left hand there. The crowd responds after that Holloway land.
Yeah, he's getting used to doing that same technique over again, that hop up with the right leg and throw the left kick, and that time Max saw it coming. Here's that good straight left again. And good footwork as well, sliding to the side after he lands it. There, he caught that kick, took him down. Let's see his ground game now. And Max Holloway has a very good guard. Let's see if he attacks off of his back or if he just tries to hold Conor. Conor trying to step over that right leg of Max Holloway. Right now he's in guard, and he would like to get into a dominant position. Wants to try to step over that leg and then free his right leg as well. So he keeps trying to lift that leg up. Max recognizes it and closes off his full guard now. Max is also doing a real good job with his left arm. Note how he's clamping down on the back of the neck of Conor. That's to keep Conor from posturing up. If Conor can lift his body up and straighten up, then he can generate power into his strikes. As long as Max is holding onto his neck, he's fairly safe in this position. But here he's not. Now he's not. Now he's in trouble. And now he's got to use his legs, push Conor off of him, and make sure that Conor can't get comfortable enough to land hard blows. Now he's controlling him again. So far, good defense by Max. Clamping down on the right arm of McGregor with an overhook, full guard here, and then closes off on his neck with his right arm. Good defense right now for Max. They're talking to each other. I don't know what they're saying, but yeah, I'm sure Conor McGregor is very well skilled in psychological warfare as well.
And right now continues to keep that pressure on, Joe.
But good guard by Max. You know, so far, okay, now Conor sliced through it. Nicely done, nicely done. Max recovered a bit of a quarter guard, not really quite a half guard, but he's just basically got his legs wrapped around the ankle, which is fairly easy to free up. Now it's almost half guard. He's gonna, if he wants to scoot out and kick off with his right leg, he should be free, and he is. Back to half guard, or back to side control.
So the first 8 minutes of this one, we were up right now. Conor McGregor showing off the ground game here towards the end of round 2. All Conor McGregor to this point of the fight. Now Max Holloway is wearing it as we get ready for our third and final round. We're seeing a lot more of Conor McGregor, obviously, after just a 67-second win in his UFC debut.
Switching it up with front leg side kicks. Max trying to counter with his kick. Good right hand by Max.
And if you're Max Holloway, Joe, I mean, what is the strategy in trying to sort of stem the tide here and mute this offense of Conor McGregor?
Well, I mean, I think that what he's got to do is somehow or another get Conor's respect. He's got to land something, or he's got to attempt a submission, lock something up. He's got to do something offensively, and so far he hasn't really been able to generate any offense. And because of Conor's unusual attacks, it started off very badly for him. So the momentum went immediately to Conor's side, and he's never been able to get it back. And now Conor goes to side control and almost mounts him, but a beautiful guard pass by McGregor. He's concentrating on the left arm, but he's also, the way he's wrapping his left arm around the neck of Max Holloway makes me think that he might be thinking about choking him as well. Or he might just move to a mounted crucifix and try to pound him out here. I think that's what he's going to try to do. Nope, mounts. He's going to mount him. Yep. Not quite. It looks like the left leg is still trapped. Max is a very tricky guard, very good defensively off his back, and Conor's left leg is almost, now he's free. And now Max rolls him over, and Max is out. Nicely done by Max. Beautiful takedown by McGregor, but in the half guard for Max. Max has done a really good job at not allowing McGregor to get the full mount and regaining guard. Good defensive guard, but very little offense here. Like in this position, he's got his right arm around McGregor's head, but he's not even attempting for a guillotine. He's not even trying to threaten it.
A scary proposition to think of Conor McGregor as he continues to work on that offensive jiu-jitsu game, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu purple belt.
Full mount. Now he's got him. And the reason why he got that is because he secured the head and arm, and by doing that and holding onto his arms in that position, he forced Max into a position where Max couldn't put his hands on his hips. Now Conor has full guard. Max is trying to utilize his legs and separate the feet of Conor and maybe shift his hips and get it back to some sort of a half guard or perhaps full guard again. But Max he's being controlled here totally by Conor McGregor. But McGregor not generating anything offensive here, just holding on to him, slapping him a little bit.
Putting weight on that melon. 2 minutes to go in our third and final round. And you see in this third round, almost half the round, Conor McGregor has been in top position.
He's not doing anything offensively from here, though. Now he is. He's moving. Now Max is shifting. Now he's getting some ground and pound in. Now he's got the back. Hard shots by McGregor from the top. Boy, that left arm is a gift wrap right there. He can just take that arm if he wants to. Hook it and go. He doesn't want to, though. He wants to hold the position and keep ground and pounding him, and he shifts back to mount. Big shots by McGregor. Max wraps his arms around him, try to keep Conor from posturing up. Max may try to scoot out the back door. If he can make a bit of an explosion and perhaps underhook one of those legs. He's got to do something to get out of this mount. Now here's shifting, he's out. Nicely done by Max Holloway.
And as he gets up, he's greeted by a knee from Conor McGregor. So we are upright again.
Head kick, look at this. Max is going for it. McGregor turns the corner, takes him down again, very nice.
So Conor McGregor continues to score. You gotta respect the effort of Max Holloway here. Hasn't given up, but easier said than done when you have a guy like Conor McGregor doing with you what he wants to do here through much of the fight.
Well, especially the first round was an absolutely brilliant performance by McGregor. The second and third have been less devastating, but still dominant.
Let's finish this part in 10 seconds.
So the crowd responding here down the stretch. Conor McGregor with a dominant performance here tonight in Boston against Max Holloway. And perhaps Max Holloway now knows what the hype is all about. The move of the fight is brought to you by Metro PCS 4G for all.
And there's McGregor with a high kick, lead uppercut, front leg hook kick, a lot of very unorthodox techniques. Look at that beautiful straight left. And there's a nice short right counter while avoiding the left.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, the notorious Conor McGregor.
Set to go. Tonight's fight brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. That side stance of Stephen Thompson early.
Oh, good jab by Whittaker.
Whittaker, the tough smashes winner.
See Thompson uses that side stance and that front leg technique quite often. And is also very, very good at switching techniques, switching stances. There's a nice inside leg kick, and he goes high.
Whittaker answers. Whittaker has very powerful combinations.
Good combination so far from both men. But I'm really liking the kicks, Thompson.
Like how he leaned back, Lyoto Machida style.
Well, he's really fighting karate style. His hands down, side stance, moving back well though. Nice kick to the body off that front leg, and a nice leg kick as well.
Stutter step.
And he's getting off court first.
He's mixing his timing up very well.
Pressure, Robert, pressure on the inside, stay on the pocket.
Turns the corner and he's gone.
He's got him thinking. Front leg axe kick to the face of Whittaker.
Well, he had that great start to his UFC career with this knockout of Dan Stitching.
Well, what we're seeing from Thompson is what we've seen from him in his kickboxing career. It's just, it took a while for him to get comfortable enough with his takedown defense and all the other aspects of mixed martial arts to see what he's really capable of inside the octagon. Because, you know, as George St. Pierre said, his striking is just on a totally different level than most fighters that compete in MMA.
Whittaker trying to chase him down.
But look at that beautiful head movement.
Absolutely. It's just a slip and a rip. Whittaker trying to turn up the pace now.
Yeah, Whittaker's trying to find him. He's landed a few good jabs, but for the most part, Thompson has not been there when those combinations start flying towards him.
When you see 1, 2, 3, 4, that's when you know a fighter is really putting together some nice work, and that's what Thompson's been doing.
There's that front leg side kick to the body too, which makes you think twice about moving forward. He went with a hook kick to the head there. Bill Superfoot Wallace style. Shout out to UFC 1. Nice straight left and a right hand behind it.
Whittaker looking to establish the jab.
See that? The movement of Thompson is excellent. Just sliding back slightly and then coming in with shots of his own. And he's putting Whittaker in a shell when he does that.
Whittaker scored 2 big knockouts on his way to becoming the Ultimate Fighter Smashes winner. And Thompson at high volume thus far.
But Thompson is certainly the one who's mixing his techniques up more here.
Hands up, Robert.
There's a nice jab.
Pressure, 2-3 on the inside.
Big
He's hurt.
Whittaker's in big trouble.
Yep. And again he connects. He's hurt again. Looking to finish him both. Can he do it here? Mario Yamasaki all over.
That's it.
It is all over.
Big win for Steven Thompson.
Finishes Robert Whittaker. Wow.
And that is the Steven Thompson that we saw in his kickboxing career. It's amazing that this kid decided to get into MMA and work through all the difficulties involved in transitioning from being a kickboxer to being a mixed martial arts fighter. But we're seeing it all come into focus now.
Our fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And this is what has always made Steven Thompson so special. His ability to move in and out, his ability to snake-like land these combinations. Slide back, 1-2, boom, right hand on the button. And even you see as he lands that right hand, he's moving away from potential counters. He sees Whittaker go down and he swarms on him. And here Whittaker's grabbing a hold of that leg, but Thompson is just all over him and Mario Yamasaki rescues him.
Outstanding performance by Steven Thompson.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 43 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Steven Wonderboy Thompson.
Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight. Let's touch gloves and do this.
I'm telling you, fight fans around the world circled August 23 on the calendar as soon as this fight was announced. Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, sharing the octagon here in Saskatoon. Great crowd on hand as usual in Canada. Here we go with the main event. Holloway in the black trunks, Oliveira in the white immediately takes the center of the octagon. Holloway will give you a lot of different looks.
He's very proficient both in the orthodox right-handed stance and as a southpaw. Usually takes him a little while to get his range, but once he does, incredibly accurate with his strikes. Already starting to rip it to the body, something Max Holloway is known for. Oliveira is just this gorgeous combination of violence, both on his feet and on the ground. And if he can get you in that tie punch, man, he will just rip knees to the body. Use that to get around your head, drag you to the mat, or start setting up position to submissions, even from standing.
Coming up next, Fox Sports Live, complete recap of the events here in Saskatoon. MLB highlights, the latest from the NFL preseason. Fox Sports Live next here on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Good uppercut there for Holloway. But you're right, he continues to target that body early.
And Oliveira normally stands very upright and doesn't move his head much. Already tonight I've seen him a little bit more crouched, hands high, and he just slipped another punch there, so something he's definitely been working on. And there you'll see, that's how confident he is in his ground game. Rips you up and pulls you into his guard, and very intelligent by Max Holloway. Don't play jiu-jitsu with this kid.
Yeah, not gonna mess around on the canvas.
Oh no.
Oh, looks like an injury to the shoulder of Charles Oliveira. Anticlimactic, but Max Holloway wins the main event here tonight and jumps into the crowd to see his wife and family. The doctor is attending to Charles Oliveira.
Oliveira looks like he's holding on to his collarbone right now.
Bring him inside. Come inside.
But he's down, he's definitely in pain.
No, not right
And Max Holloway, as classy as they come, went over to check on his fallen opponent. They're trying to keep his head steady. But yeah, it looks like an injury to either the collarbone or the shoulder. Oliveira obviously disappointed.
You know, but an intelligent decision. We've seen before guys try to fight through things like that or fight with one arm. Let's take a look at the replay.
All right, the move of the fight. Sponsored by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period.
So it's his left shoulder. You see as Max has a right underhook there and now pulls this arm out. And he gets up, and that's when he realizes that he potentially popped his shoulder out. He's holding something. May not be a joint. You never know. It could be a tear. Who knows? But right here, as Max has this right underhook, and he pulls that arm out, something seems to happen.
Well, we were just getting started.
Man, I think I speak for everybody at home as well, you know. I don't know where Sean Shelby went, but I'll find him. Let's circle a date, put these two back on it, put them back in the main event. Let's run this one back.
Yeah, stunned silence here in Saskatoon.
And hopefully Oliveira is okay, and it's a minor injury.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 39 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Max Blessed Holloway.
Okay, fighters, you've probably been given your rules. Want a good, clean fight, defend yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. If I tell you to break, break clean. Any questions from the challenger? Champion, touch gloves, come out fighting.
Bud Light is the official sponsor of the UFC. Here we go. Johnson.
Hands up, no!
and Cruz for the bantamweight belt.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's fight!
And we are underway. Black trunks for Dominick Cruz. White trunks for Demetrious Johnson.
Right away, Dominick Cruz shows that funky footwork and lands a nice right leg kick. But Demetrious Johnson is pressing the attack here.
Yes, this is a fight at regular speed. Man, it looks like they're almost in fast forward the way these bantamweights move.
Yeah, you might want to put this one on pause on the DVR, walk away and watch it in slow-mo so you can see what the hell's happening.
Perpetual motion we will see in this battle. Look at how quick the hands of Johnson were there. Looking for the takedown.
Stuffed.
And making him pay for the takedown attempt as well. Punish him if he looks to take you down. One of the key components for Cruz tonight.
Oh, beautiful throw.
Cruz in this top position.
He's got head and arm control here, and the only thing that's keeping him from mounting is the butterfly hook of Demetrious Johnson. We'll see if he decides to try to pass. He's trying to on the left-hand side, but that butterfly hook is keeping him there just barely, and he's out of it. There he goes. Now he's going to shift his hips to the right, and then he will be inside control. There he goes, inside control now.
Good transition by the champion.
Very nicely done. I expect Johnson, being a Matt Hume protege, to have excellent defense on the ground. He's trying to hip escape to try to get that half guard in, but Dominick stops that with his left knee.
Cruz has one career victory by submission.
See what he's doing here? He's pressing his hip against the thigh of Johnson. That's to keep Johnson from hip escaping and then sliding that knee in place. You note the left knee of Demetrious Johnson. What he's trying to do is get that left knee in between him. Like, see that? There he goes. Now he's in a much better place. He can defend himself better, and now he scoots, and now he has butterfly guard, an infinitely better position. Now he can lift up the weight of Dominick Cruz and check off his balance, and he pushed that left leg back to try to offset him. He's got one foot on the hips here. Makes it much more difficult for Dominick to control him. And what he's going to try to do here is look for an opening to stand up. To stand up, though, the best way to do that is he needs an underhook. And Dominick's flattening his legs out there. Look at that, he just exploded back up to his feet. But Dominick still has a single here. Nice knee to the body by Mighty Mouse, and he moves away.
Good work by Demetrious Johnson, the aggressor here. Pushing forward again. Head kick. Got caught though. The leg
look
lock.
At this. He turned for a leg lock. He's attacking with a leg lock, Mike.
Under 2 on the clock. First of 5.
He spun out of it. Side control again for Dominick Cruz. Very nice. The ever-evolving ground game of Dominick Cruz under the tutelage of Master Lloyd Irvin.
Team Alliance in San Diego, California.
He's got his back.
Trying to hold on.
Couldn't get it. Oh, he hit a left hook though. Good left hook by Johnson. Very nicely timed. Knee to the body by Cruz. Cruz fighting off the takedown. Look at this. Down. And right back up to his feet like a spring.
Good technical battle here early for the bantamweight belt. Just over a minute on the clock here in the first round.
Beautiful duck under, look at that. Nicely timed, he ate a right hand.
You know, Johnson's doing a good job, Joe.
And a head kick.
Every time they break, he's getting a shot in, and he's connected on the last 2 occasions.
Well, he is without a doubt the fastest guy that Cruz has ever faced.
And it is not often that Cruz does face a man as fast, if not even faster than him.
And there, as you said earlier on the break, he landed a nice knee to the body. He is obviously well prepared. And there's that crazy footwork with Dominick Cruz. With his hands down.
Final seconds of the
with
first
shots.
round. Johnson trying to get inside. Round 2. Johnson and Cruz. Verizon Center, Washington, D.C. Again, Demetrius pushing forward.
I think the speed of Demetrius is throwing Dominic Cruz off a little bit, Mike. We're not seeing his usual footwork. And his movement has been stifled, but his takedowns are still excellent, and he gets Demetrius to the ground again. When he got him down earlier in the first, though, he really wasn't able to do much with it. He's holding him in place, but not doing anything damage-wise. Demetrius looking to set up a triangle, Mike. Notice he was holding on to the wrist of the right arm, lifting his knee up. He's got to be careful with the knees to the body here, and there's 2. Nice time. But look at this. Demetrius spins it around. Now he's got Cruz up against the cage.
If they break, watch for Johnson to try to strike, as he's done 3 times already.
Well, he knows that Cruz is tough to hit, so what he's trying to do is every time Cruz is close enough, make sure he doesn't waste that time and get something off.
Knees by the champion. Pressure by the challenger.
And I gotta tell you, I saw Dominic Cruz breathing hard after the first round, and that's a rare thing for him. And I think a little bit of that is just dealing with this kid's speed.
Well, he is almost all the time able to be the man to set the pace.
Yeah.
That's not the case so far in this fight tonight.
Good point.
Very busy, head kick. And another shot.
Beautiful shot, but stuffed. Nice spin around there by Mighty Mouse. And Dominic turns him around again. Nice knee to the body. The pace these guys are moving at is ridiculous.
First title fight for Demetrius Johnson. Cruz has been the distance, 25 minutes.
That was a hard knee to the body by Cruz.
Last 3 fights.
Yeah, and that's a big point that you just made, Mike, because that's huge. Having that confidence to be able to keep this up in 4th and 5th and do it under pressure, defending the title. Another nice knee to the body by Cruz. Beautiful one by Johnson. Look at that. Hit that whizzer hard. Johnson stumbles, but Cruz stumbles, but he's back up to his feet.
Just past the midway point of the second. Cruz breathing
Keep it busy, guys.
a little bit heavy here with the constant pressure from Johnson. A little head fighting going on here. Looking to take him down.
He's trying hard. He tried to hoist him up there, but good hips by Cruz.
Cruz has won 9 straight. Johnson has won 4 straight. Both are 9-1 in their last 10. Just got out of the way of that knee.
Yeah, he telegraphed that.
This is what Cruz likes to do.
Yeah, from the outside. But the thing is, he's having a hard time doing that. He can't really time it the way he's used to. Because one little slip up or one little opening, and this kid jumps on him like that.
He uses his footwork to engage Joe. He also uses it to gauge his cardio meter. And he's able to dance around and avoid with it. But as you pointed out, he's not able to get into his footwork and into his normal striking game because Johnson's all over him. Nice uppercut.
Yeah, Johnson landed the right hand there again. Flying knee, look at that. I mean, that was all done in a half a second's time before throw the knee, land on the ground. Not even a second.
Just over a minute on the clock. Round 2. Nice stiff jab by Cruz. Trying to push forward as the dominator.
But Kevin Mulhall's got to be careful with this one. These guys are moving towards him so fast.
Trying to get out of the way and stay out of the way.
Good knee by Cruz and takedown attempt. Look at that, flattened out with that whizzer.
Great takedown defense there by Cruz, who has stuffed over 80% of his opponent's takedown attempts.
A good takedown here by Cruz. He's in Mighty Mouse's butterfly guard.
final 20 seconds.
He's gotten to this
round.
position a couple of times, but he's really been able to do very little once he gets here. It's all just about keeping Johnson from getting back up.
Good way to finish, though, for the champion. He finishes in top position.
Fight!
Round 3.
Some excellent advice from Matt Hume in the corner to Mighty Mouse Johnson. What he's saying is, don't load up with your shots. I want you to throw them fast and loose, and then when he gets tired, then I want you to load up. But right now, I just want you to throw flowing combinations and connect.
There's no question that part of the game plan for Johnson is to wear down the champion, Dominic Cruz.
Which is really kind of crazy when you think about it, because that's always Dominic's game plan. Very nice leg kick there by Cruz.
And he flung himself out of the way of the return leg kick of Johnson.
That's a good way to put it, because that's what he does when he throws the kicks as well. He flung himself towards them and flung himself away.
Nice jab. The right hand in southpaw stance.
Oh, very nice.
Cruz trying to cut an angle here.
He's throwing some fakes there, I like that. Cruz ever pressing forward.
I mean, this is a title fight full of perpetual motion.
Cruz in the takedown attempt, shuck off. Very nice. But looks like he's got double underhooks. He does. He's got the back.
See what Dominator can do from here.
And look for Demetrius Johnson to possibly drop down for a leg lock.
Oh my!
Beautiful, beautiful. Nice suplex. He's got one hook in. He's trying to flatten him out.
Trains a ton of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with Lloyd Irvin.
He's got him totally flattened out. He's got his back.
It's a good position for the champion.
I can't tell where his right arm is. We can't see from this position if he has it underneath the chin. But most certainly he's working it towards that.
Bad for Demetrius Johnson, trying to lock it in under the chin.
You know, and when you got a good rear naked choke, you don't even really have to have it under the chin. You can have it over the jaw and just crush his face and put him asleep. And he's got palm to palm here. This is bad.
Trying to finish it here.
Mouse.
Can he do it? Oh!
Mighty Mouse spun out of it, and he's right back to the back mount. And he's sinking it again.
Trying to choke out Demetrius Johnson.
He's flattening him out. This is bad. This is turning into a neck crank. Very nice. Very nice. He's got one side. Demetrius.
Oh!
Wow!
Mighty Mouse is out.
Incredible.
And immediately applying pressure.
Nice knee
body
as he pushes him away. This kid is so fast. And Dominic just took a look up at the clock. That's very telling. Used a lot of energy trying to get that rear naked choke.
And it's only round 3. Uppercut.
Nice knee to the body by Cruz.
Joe, this is an exhausting pace to watch.
Yeah, take down into the full butterfly guard again.
He had the back, he had him flattened out, couldn't finish with the submission.
And again, Dominic has been able to get him to this spot, but that's it. He hasn't been able to do anything to him once he gets him there. Just a little bit of ground and pound. But every time he takes him down up against the cage, Johnson's been able to spring back up to his feet eventually.
Both men excellent at wall walking.
Nice push-off elbow from the bottom by Mighty Mouse.
1 minute.
He's trying to create some space here.
UFC bantamweight title fight. Cruz looking to defend for the second time. His first defense came against the only man to ever defeat him, Uriah Faber.
Look at that, he's trying to go under. He gave up on that, didn't want to get stuck in the mount.
30.
feet again. Dominic staying on top of him. Dominic looking to get that ground and pound in, but just Demetrius ducks underneath it. He's back up to his feet.
15 seconds.
Nice knee to the body by Cruz.
Final seconds of the third round. We are headed to the championship rounds. Fourth round. First time in the championship rounds for Demetrius Johnson in his WEC UFC days.
Nice leg kick by Johnson. Caught him turning the corner and then attacks the inside.
Cruz has been here many times before, Joe.
Look at the footwork of Johnson. You know, we always talk about the footwork of Cruz. In the fourth round for the first time, look at this kid move.
We thought this could be a matchup of the two fastest men in MMA, and it's living up to that billing. Cruz loves to change that timing up with that straight right to the body.
Well, he's got this weird, awkward ducking to the left and ducking to the right style.
A little over a minute into our championship round.
That was a nice leg kick. But he slipped when he threw it. Nice jab.
Don't let him open up your space, which is what Johnson did so effectively early in this fight. Smothered Dominic Cruz as often as possible. Don't forget, coming up next, it's NFL Turning Point right here on Versus. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan, fourth round of this 5-round championship fight for the UFC bantamweight title. Demetrius Johnson, the challenger in the white trunks, black trunks for the champion Dominic Cruz.
Johnson's got to defend this takedown here because this is what's been stifling him in every round. The biggest moment of the fight so far was Cruz getting his back and almost getting that rear naked choke, but every single round he's been able to do this. Johnson's trying to attack off of his back, but Cruz has very good defense. He stays flat on him. Cruz has been unable to do anything offensively when he gets into this spot, but the judges count this in Cruz's favor, him being able to take the fight to this position. And again, the biggest moments of the fight have been by Cruz so far, especially that last round where he came very close to the rear naked choke.
Just past the midway point of the fourth round. Trying to lock those hands and squeeze again.
Johnson trying to stop from getting mounted. And he got mounted. That's it. Full mount by Dominic Cruz. And what he was doing was trying to lock onto that ankle of Cruz to keep him from slipping out.
Cruz to the body, love to posture up.
And he's holding Cruz very tight to him, making sure that Cruz can't posture up to get good shots off, and then he alternates that with dropping down to the hips for hip escapes. Very well-trained young fighter. He will go under with that right arm if possible. Go right under the leg. Look how, he's very disciplined in his defense on the ground. Scoots up, and now he's in guard again. Very well-trained Mighty Mouse Johnson. And he's trying to get back up to his feet, but Dominic chases him to the cage.
90 seconds now in the fourth.
And Johnson's up. The real problem so far is that Johnson has been unable to do anything really significant offensively.
Absolutely.
It's like this kind of stuff. He lands little punches, the flurries, but the judges are going to look at that takedown.
And octagon control has been dominated by the dominator. Just over a minute now in the fourth. Johnson trying to push the pace again here.
Johnson's got to push till he gets a heart attack, literally. I mean, he really has got to get in Cruz's face and try to take him to the deepest water that he can swim in.
That clearly has been the game plan. Cruz has been able to just keep up and get the better of the positions throughout the first almost 20 minutes of this fight. Again.
Nicely done by Dominic Cruz.
Under 30, he's in half guard.
It's a wide open half guard too. And Cruz is struggling to keep him down here.
15.
Looking for some ground and pound.
Nice uppercut.
Yeah.
And a knee.
And a good left by Demetrius. Kick by Demetrius. Dominic caught the leg. See if Demetrius can get out of this.
Final seconds, there's the horn. For the UFC bantamweight belt. 5th and final round. Cruz with the leg kick. Uppercut, just missed. Oh!
Head kick and miss. Look at that. Come
Nice
on, man.
shot, too.
The head went over, the leg kick went over his head, and then the other kick went up.
Johnson really trying to up what has already been an incredible pace.
Yeah, but the suplex. Oh, again. And Dominic's inside control once more. Dominic has just dominated position once he's got the fight to the ground. Several times been inside controls, got mounted him, got back mount.
And you made a point earlier, Joe, about the ever-evolving game of Dominic Cruz. He's been taken out of his typical fight, yet he's still gotten the better of his opponent.
Yeah, he's definitely shown his versatility in this fight. He's looking to mount, but he gets caught in half guard now.
4.
Johnson pulls it to full guard now.
Lloyd Irvin, you can hear in the background.
Full close guard now.
Elbow. Open again. 3.5.
Come on, guys, let's get busy now. Let's work.
Hey, we're busy.
Keep the pressure on. Lloyd Irvin telling him to continue to be busy.
Keep your head right there. Stay busy. Stay busy. Keep being busy, guys. You're doing a great job. Hey, don't let him not go now. Hey, take my seatbelt.
Johnson's got his back up against the cage finally. He's going to try to wall walk here.
He needs to get back up, Joe, and he needs to swing for the fences here.
He needs to knock him out. Yeah, finish him.
No question about it.
He's got to catch him in submission, catch him in punch or kick. He just really been unable to land completely cleanly. The shots that he's landed have all been while Cruz is moving away.
Cruz has been able to pretty much match the pace of Johnson. Back up. He's had a couple of good strikes on exits. He's going to look for another one here.
Demetrius is really straining very hard to try to get away from this clinch.
He's try it again.
Oh, he got clipped with an uppercut.
But he tried with a kick, he tried with an elbow. 2 minutes remain. Big long jab.
Big swelling on his left cheekbone, Mike.
Pushing forward.
But he can't let him clinch him here. That's a beautiful.
Right back up his Mighty Mouse. Now he would love the takedown. Good wide stance by Cruz.
That's the second time Cruz has hit that judo takedown. And Harigoshi there, he hit it again. Nice. Mighty Mouse is really coming after him though.
Cruz again with those big, deep breaths.
Nice.
He always has that half stutter step, Joe, and comes back with that straight right.
Yeah, it's such a weird style. And he throws himself forward with that punch and covers a lot of distance.
1 minute remains in this fight. Nice duck under and a big takedown. The champion trying to seal his second title defense.
Full mount by Dominic Cruz. He's trying to finish, Mike.
Inside the knee, let's go.
Cruz looking for the neck.
Inside the legs. Inside the legs.
As Demetrius turns over to his belly, he gives up his back and trying to escape here.
You gotta scoop. Get your elbows on the
30 seconds.
Dominic's gonna flatten him out here and take the back. He lost a hook. He lost both hooks.
They're back up. Johnson trying to push hard towards the finish. Now he backs up.
I think he hurt him.
Yeah, he's going to take one more shot. 10 seconds left in the fight. This bantamweight title fight in Washington, D.C. has gone the distance. Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, amazing pace here in the first round. You see Dominic Cruz scrambling.
Okay, fighters.
And there's some good shots by Demetrius, including a left high kick. Nice knee to the head, but as soon as he lands it, Demetrius runs on him. Look at that beautiful suplex. And here's where Dominic got his back. Almost had him with the rear naked choke. And here in the fourth round, took him down again. The majority of Dominic's success in this fight was really his takedowns and his control on the ground. There's another suplex in the fifth round. Got side control several times, got mount more than once.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Richard Bertrand scores at 50-45. Cardo Urso scores at 49-46. And Jeff Blacknick scores at 50-45. For the winner, by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC bantamweight champion of the world, Dominic the Dominator Cruz.
Touch knuckles.
Ill-fated buffer fist bump. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey guys, watch the early right knee of Hooker because Durinho likes to throw that overhand right, and sometimes your head goes towards that back knee, and Hooker has a very good feel for knees, timing-wise. He'll time you very well on the inside.
I mentioned City Kickboxing, the gym that Dan Hooker represents in Auckland, New Zealand. This is the biggest fight week in the history of that camp. Adesanya got them off on the right foot last night.
Burns with a beautiful spinning back kick to the body. Adesanya was off the charts last night. His first fight against a top 10 contender, third fight in the UFC, and he looked sensational.
Oh, huge right hand. That hurt Hooker, guys. That hurt him. He is hurt right now. And I love Burns coming straight out the gate. That's what he's got to do against Hooker. Get in his chest and brawl and go right after him right off the bat. Don't give Hooker space.
He's mixing it up well, too. Low kicks, punches, kicks, spinning kicks, everything.
That right hand was serious that Hooker just ate right now. I'll tell you what.
There's a different urgency and maturity about Gilbert Burns at this stage of his career, and having worked with Henry Hook now for more than 5 years, you're really starting to see that pay dividends.
I agree, Anik. He looks much better. He looks much more comfortable, much more sharp. You see him check that kick? Before, he wouldn't have checked that. I've seen him getting eaten alive with leg kicks, and he's made tons of adjustments, Burns. And Hooker looks awake now. He needed that punch. He looks wide awake, ready to go now.
Pretty furious pace through the first 90 seconds here. It's a pace both of these guys can keep up, Hooker in particular. Hooker really felt like the weight cut impacted his fight IQ, his whole fight week in the final few. Oh! Burns is down here.
I think he took an inside kick on that one. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was an inside kick.
Well, his back was to us. We'll have to look at it in the replay. But Dan let him right back up. Didn't want anything to do with the ground, and now he's stuck there. Look at this,
That's tight.
Look at this.
It's not in yet, but that is tight.
Man.
That was very nice.
And look how quickly he snatched that up. He's letting Gilbert Burns know this is dangerous on the ground too, friend.
Hooker's got a very offensive submission game, but you can see he's not going to play around too long on the ground with Durinho. Under 2 minutes, or 2 minutes have gone by, I should say.
There's that right knee that he's going to be looking for. He'll be looking for.
Oh! Attacked with the left. Big knockdown for Hooker.
That's it.
The Hangman does it again. Whoa!
Sensational. Absolutely sensational.
Dan Hooker is going to crash the rankings party next week. 4 consecutive wins, all of them finishes, none bigger than the one he just got tonight.
And it's the way he's doing it too. It's how he looks.
Yeah, because Gilbert Burns is not off tonight. This is a sharp Burns we saw tonight.
I mean,
he just beat.
He came out guns blazing, and Dan figured it out, and he figured it out by overcoming adversity. He got tagged. He ate some kicks. He found his range. Man, Dan Hooker is on a tear right now.
I'm telling you, Israel Adesanya, his teammate, needed 25 minutes. Dan Hooker did not. Here's some of the action, Dom.
Ooh, big right hand landed. It wasn't an inside kick. He just timed him. And that's because Gilbert Burns is loading his punches so much. Hooker's just able to peek one in there. And as we see here, hook to the body, hook to the head. Finish off Gilbert Burns, put him down with a big punch. Right here, he hooks to the body, and he eats a right hand and comes back up top with a left to the head. That's textbook body-head combination. Left hook to the body, left hook to the head, and it just puts Burns on his butt. And he ate one in the middle of that too, so big shout to Hooker. Very good timing, and how about Burns looking sharp as well tonight up until that knockout?
He really did. Dan Hooker is focusing on each individual opponent. He says he's excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Smith has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 28 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Dan the Hangman Hooker.
Hanson with us as well. Edson Jr. Barboza's here. So is Dan Hooker. This is the co-main event. Barboza is in yellow. Dan Hooker out of the southpaw stance is in black. Barboza has UFC wins via head kick, leg kick, body kick, flying knee, 5 total knockouts with his lower half.
Yeah, but Dan Hooker can kick too. And he's also really good with his elbows and his knees. He times that rear knee beautifully. You saw it in the Jim Miller fight. He was patient. He's very calm on the outside. He's got a very long reach.
There's a lot of excitement at City Kickboxing right now with Israel Adesanya, Dan Hooker. You see these teams build their fighters and they kind of blow up really quick. But if Hooker's going to be in a leg kicking contest with Edson Barboza, that is a problem.
It's a dangerous contest to be in, DC. You see him try to tie him up there. The one thing I think that saves him a little bit is the southpaw stance, because Edson has to attack that inside, which he does great. He's one of the better practitioners of going after that inside leg. But when he faces another orthodox fighter, he digs that shin into the thigh like nobody else.
Well, what he's doing right now is he's countering with that leg kick. When Hooker throws high or throws to the body, Edson's returning with that inside leg kick.
Barboza for a long time trained under Mark Henry, Ricardo Almeida, Nick Catone in New Jersey. Moved to Florida recently, not just for the weather, but Anderson Franca, his longtime Muay Thai coach, who he had been with since the age of 8. He sees him as a second father, and he's at ATT, and thus the move back down south.
There's a nice little straight straight left there by Hooker. Oh, faked the shot there, tried to come up with a hook. Oh, nice combo there from Edson. Oh, good body kick.
Shot, yes.
That got the attention,
yes.
Dan.
We talk so much about Barboza and how quickly he gets the foot off the canvas to the target. Those hands got some speed too, man.
Yes, very good, and he digs to the body very well. That was definitely all his work with Mark Henry over the years.
Some people surprised to see Dan Hooker, the slight favorite in this fight, number 14 versus the 5th-ranked Edson Barboza.
I think anytime you're on such a win streak with the finishing rate that Dan Hooker has, I think that's what sways the odds in his favor.
Ooh, nice right hand lands for Barboza. Hooker feints.
Another inside leg kick. So far, Dan Hooker seems to be eating it well. Doesn't seem to be too bothered by those inside leg kicks yet.
There's another one. And
I
another.
emphasize yet.
You can already see some swelling bordering on a bruise on the inside of that right knee of Dan Hooker. Under 2 minutes here, round 1.
Yeah, both these guys are going to be sore tomorrow, even if this fight would end right now. Guys are swinging baseball bats at each other. You see Edson trying to counter with that right hand, facing a southpaw, and Dan Hooker, that right hand is one of his weapons, also that right body kick. But he's got to be careful Dan Hooker doesn't try to counter it or catch him. Nice leg kick there from Barboza.
He's so fast, man. He's trying to pull Hooker in, He's trying to pull him in to land that counter right hand. He's trying to pull back to throw that counter right.
Yep, and Edson almost wants Dan Hooker to throw these kicks up top so he can counter down low.
There he
with his
did
own
it
leg
again.
kicks.
He's trying to step back and then come back with a right hand. I mean, he is demolishing that inside leg at this point.
Oh, nice hooks there. Edson doesn't want to get baited into this range, though. This boxing elbow range with Dan Hooker. This is not where he wants to be. He wants to attack with his boxing, get out. Oh, he stunned him.
Massive right hand from Barboza.
Oh, head kick.
He's been looking for it. He found it.
What a start for Edson Jr. Barboza. Less than a minute here, round one.
Hooker's got to be very careful when he leaves that left hand out there. He's got to be very careful to bring that left hand back to his chin instead of leaving it out by his waist.
Excuse me. Looking for that knee. That was that knee. There it goes again.
I think Dan Hooker believes that just a high pace is going to be enough to get Edson Barboza.
Oh, nice news. Man, big combo from Edson. Hey, but Dan Hooker got a chin. He took that.
Oh. See, Edson Barboza gets tired because of things like that.
Yeah, he's over.
Every action is a huge action, and that's why he always runs out of gas.
Nice stick on the jab by Dan Hooker.
Oh, nice leg kick.
Oh.
Wow.
That one hurt.
Like that by Edson Barboza, it really sucks.
Any excuse to use that telestrator, champ, huh?
Yes, anything.
Oh, man. Flesh on flesh.
Oh, he's hurt.
That one buckled Dan Hooker.
2 more leg kicks. 2 more. I'm telling you, there's one. Edson doesn't want to get caught in there. This is where Dan Hooker wants to be. He's hurt. He switched his stance.
Yep.
He's standing. There it is.
Edson's got to throw it off of punches, though. Dan Hooker's going to be able to see the leg kick coming blind. He's got to throw it off of a punch or something.
Oh, I just got hit with some sweat from those guys.
And if you're Dan Hooker, you got to do this. Fight on the inside, close the distance. Pretty good head movement.
Look at how square Dan Hooker is.
That knee still.
He's so square right now. Hooker's doing the exact right thing, though. Just being right in his face and just trying to make the fight ugly. He cannot give Barboza space anymore.
Hooker hanging tough in the pocket.
Yeah, Dan Hooker is definitely looking to clinch and get that knee off the break. When Edson gets lazy or pushes his head. Oh, beautiful elbow. Edson's tired.
Yep, this is working. It's working for Hooker a little bit.
No,
it's actually working, yes.
This is what he does.
It's actually
he makes
working.
these mistakes.
So now a window here for Hooker.
Absolutely, this is what Edson does. He gets overzealous. He gets too hyped up to get the finish, and he makes these simple mistakes in the grappling department, and he ends up with a guy like Dan Hooker on top of him when his legs aren't even underneath of him anymore.
He's got to get up.
He did it with Tony Ferguson. He was busting him up, and he shot on him.
He should be using this to get up. He shouldn't be grappling. He should be trying to get back to his feet because he's got Hooker hurt so bad with those inside leg kicks.
Just over 3 minutes here to go in round 2. Hooker has fought from heavyweight to featherweight. He has never been knocked out in 25 pro fights coming in. And he's got to welcome this floor activity here, man.
But again, when you're a guy like Barboza who's carrying that much muscle, no fat, it's hard to really go at such a high pace. And when every action is so explosive, it wears you down. And you're seeing that in Edson Barboza. He has been battering Dan Hooker for about 7.5 minutes. And Dan Hooker is the one that's in control, and I get a feel like the momentum is switching in this fight.
There we go. That's what Edson needs, but at what cost? Where is his gas tank at right now?
Barboza changes levels, rips the body. Going low again.
Oh!
Hooker without much in terms of answers on the feet.
Oh, there's that switch kick from Edson. Nice jab from Edson.
Oh, he's hurt.
Oh, right.
Hooker lands a right hand of his own.
Right.
Dan Hooker is so tough, man.
Dude.
Holy smokes.
Oh, big left hand.
Hooker in a world of trouble here. Back to the center of the octagon. Under 2 minutes to go, round 2.
Look for Edson to throw a big kick. There it is. Spinning. Just misses with that spinning wheel kick. Nice body shot there from Barboza.
And perhaps Hooker's starting to fatigue a little bit here.
Oh, left hook.
How's he taking these shots?
The chin on Dan Hooker is unreal. Edson's looking at this kid like, what do I got to hit him with?
Edson should go to the body. He should go back to the legs.
Yes,
he should go back to the legs.
To the leg kicks.
He's headhunting. Hooker's got him playing his rocket.
No!
Hooker fighting on one leg. Barboza goes for the takedown.
I'm not rooting for anybody, but that just, it frustrates me so much when I see Edson, who's such an explosive striker, do things like that.
Hooker has him playing rock'em sock'em robots. He's got him into that game. And now Barboza has completely forgot about going to the body. He's forgot about the leg kicks. He hasn't done a leg kick in a while.
No, he hasn't. And he's in the orthodox stance now, DC. He can start attacking that lead leg of Dan Hooker. Then he's got no legs to stand on.
But I mean, Barboza, that jab is still very hard.
Beautifully placed right hand behind the ear for Barboza. Under a minute here to go in the round.
Amazing uppercut there from Edson. He's looking to spin again. I can tell in his body language when he gets space. Oh my goodness gracious. That left kick to the body.
Barboza putting on a striking clinic here.
Yeah, he is.
He's looking to break your forearms with every kick.
Look at Dan Hooker's face. His eyes are
we could be getting close to the end.
18 seconds, John.
18 seconds, John.
Oh, body kick.
Dude, Edson Barboza will not be able to walk tomorrow from kicking like this.
Yeah, he's going to hurt his own leg.
Well, if we do see a third round, we will stay here between rounds 2 and 3.
Ooh, what a fight.
10 minutes down. What a fight. And when they ask him if he can continue, last thing he's looking for is a way out. Third and final round of this co-main event, Edson Barboza and Dan Hooker. Can the Kiwi rally? Beautiful.
Yeah, man, hey. Dan Hooker is an absolute warrior.
Barboza looks refreshed to start the round.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. Bouncing around again, going to the body. Smart move there from
When he throws that left hook to the body and follows it up onto the head, it's crazy.
Single leg attempt from Hooker. Barboza able to work his way to the fence. Hooker still pressing the issue, still going for it, man.
Still looking to fight and looking for a finish. Give this man all the bonuses if he manages to finish this fight. Just don't ask for it, because then you don't get any.
Right.
I mean, ref, just give him a second. What these guys have done for us, like, give him a second, ref.
Ref, my face is broken.
Oh, it's over.
That could be
It's over.
heel.
That body kick got him. It's over, ref. Ref, stop the fight. Oh, no.
Man, he comes back with punches.
Unbelievable.
No.
Hooker just underneath that wheel kick, offering from Edson Barboza.
If Edson Barboza can find a body shot, it's over.
I mean, he does not discriminate. That looked like a groin shot.
Might have been low.
And a big
Dan
right
Hooker
hand.
doesn't even argue it.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, Barboza does not discriminate to the body, the legs up top.
Hey,
Something's wrong with Dan Hooker,
We can stop this fight.
Yeah.
Guys, we can stop this fight right now. Dan Hooker's so tough. We can stop this fight. If you're a corner of Dan Hooker.
Big knee.
Why?
Referee watching the action closely. The corner could stop this too.
Yes, we can stop this fight. Dan Hooker is going to fight because he's that tough.
Perhaps too tough for his own good. That right eye is nearly shot. Right back to the body.
Wow.
Hooker goes down. Be careful what you wish for. Edson Barboza.
I mean, great performance by Edson. But I mean, we didn't need to see that, Paul. This fight was done. We could have stopped this fight a while ago.
I couldn't agree anymore. Dan Hooker's a gladiator, man. He's not going to give up no matter what. He's literally slumped over a lot. If Edson could have been even more violent with it if he wanted to, but instead he was trying to kick the body.
Man, yeah, great performance by Barboza. I just feel like in this situation is when the coaches and the referee has to protect the fighter from himself a little bit.
And until a high-profile corner man in a high-profile spot makes the decision to stop a fight, I'm not sure you're going to trend in that direction.
Well, Duke did it with Anthony. He agreed. He called that fight off. He threw in the towel for him.
All right, let's get you the move of the fight. Sponsored by Metro by T-Mobile. Get unlimited high-speed data all month long on the same network as T-Mobile.
Here's a beautiful spinning back kick square to the body, and that wasn't even the solar plexus, it was the lower abdomen. But Edson kicked so hard, he had Hooker in all sorts of trouble. Look at this. Oh, beautiful, perfect landing right on the gut.
I mean, just seeing Hooker squinting and making those faces after taking those strikes. I mean, look, I mean, he's getting kneed. The guy's still going to fight. He is a savage. But I mean, this fight's done. This fight's done already. Dan Hooker is fighting on instinct. Then Edson, being the smart finisher that he is, goes and finds a body shot that finally ends it. Great performance by Edson Barboza. Look at that, right there. I mean, the rib may have been...
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Rob Hines has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 19 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by knockout, Edson Jr. Barboza.